What's up guys, my name is Cortez, welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, I am currently a high school math teacher trying to teach myself how to code in the computation layer, or for short, CL. We have a fresh new look, so this is no longer called Desmo's classroom, it is now Amplify classroom. So in today's video, I really want to show you guys how to use the correct sync, and there are so many ways to use the correct sync in an Amplify classroom. All right. So what I want to show you guys is how to use the correct sync for multiple choice. So for those who already know how to code, there is a free computation layer documentation out there, but this is pretty much for the newbies out there who are still learning how to code. All right, so multiple choice component, this is pretty much what I want to show you guys. So let's say I have a question, what color is the graph? Okay, obviously it's red. How can I get the teacher dashboard to show me that check mark? Okay, so the graph is red. If the students select red, you'll see a check mark on the teacher dashboard. If they select blue, okay, that's incorrect. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a title for my students. So I'm gonna name this multiple. So I'm going to add a note component first. So what color is the graph? And then I'm going to add a graph on the right side of the screen. So you can either have it all in one big screen or you can split screen. I like split screen. So I'm going to just do y equals 2x and then the graph is red, okay? Now, I'm going to drag in the multiple choice component. I'm going to uncheck this. I don't really want them to explain their answer. Just give me the color. So red, blue. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the correct sync. So correct, there are a few ways of doing this. So one way you can do this is you can either select the right answer. So notice how I selected red. So I'm going to select red, and then I'll say when this matches key. So we have a lot going on here. So this is the name of the component. So if there is no name, you can call it this. If you want to name the component, I'm gonna say multiple choice 1. All right, so you can just say this matches key, or you can say MC1 matches key. So I'll show you both ways. So when this matches key, look what happens for a second. So if I select red, I see a gray circle, but I want to see a gray check mark. We have to go into this graph component here and mark it as read only true. So even though there's nothing really going on here, CL is saying, all right, I'm not sure what to mark this as. So when this is correct, when this matches the key is red. So if I select red, boom, I get a check mark here. Now, I'm gonna erase this. Correct, MC1 matches key. And this will still work the same way, all right? So again, if you don't see a name for the component, or if you don't want to name your component, you can always refer to it as this. Another way you can mark this correct is when they select the first answer. So this is selected, and then you're gonna see some parentheses. Red is the first answer, right? So I'm going to put 1. And it will still mark it as correct. Now what you can do is, even if you were to randomize the choices, so now notice how red is the second option, it will still mark as correct, because in CL, I wrote red in the first line. So since I wrote red in the first line, even though students see it as the second option, it will still mark as correct, see? One last thing I want to talk about for using multiple choice is that you can use a different layout. So I like the basic buttons, but you can use radio buttons, toggle buttons, tiles. So you could play around with this, but me personally, I like to use the basic buttons. I just feel like it looks cleaner and it takes up less space. So red, okay? And that is how you use the multiple choice component. If you have any other questions, drop a comment. If you have a video request, drop a comment. All right. Thank you for watching, and if this has helped at least one person, then I am severely overpaid.